Welcome back, everybody. My name is Beyond Sadistic. We are the MTGPL. This is our Legacy Fight Night, and we have got an amazing round 3 for you. With me tonight is my buddy Lone Digger. Digger,
hey there.
Ready for round 3?
I'm so ready for round 3 after the total snooze fest, I guess, with Death and Taxes, right? Not interesting at all. Not some great choices. We had some awesome stuff going on there.
That was awesome.
But
and what we've got here is going to be utter chaos.
No kidding.
BOTW, our Canadian moderator, is going up against Tensai, and Prez has put together a new deck called Bant Knightfall. Tensai has been on the stream a couple other times, and they are on Cephalid Breakfast, like they have been. This Bant Knightfall is kind of a thing of beauty. It's got Dryad Arbor, it's got Collector's Oof, it's kind of Maverick-ish, it's got Lotus Cobras, it's got Dryad of the Elysian Grove, it's got Knight of the Reliquaries, it's got Primeval Titans. It's a Green Sun Zenith deck with Primeval Titans basically based around landfall and with Knight of the Reliquary. So it wants to put down as many lands as it can, as fast as it can, and then it's got Retreat of the Coral Helm, or Retreat to Coral Helm, so that way they can tap down blockers, they can scry. It's pretty sweet. I've played against it a couple times. It's the Knight, or the Natural Order is a nice addition.
Yeah, there's some very interesting options here.
Yeah, have you gotten the chance to play? You played against this deck too, didn't you?
I've seen it around. I think someone tried to play this in Modern, and it was much weaker, as you can probably guess, due to all of the great stuff that Legacy has to offer. But looking at the list, there is a decent amount of Modern legal cards here. There's a lot of choices. And Retreat to Coral Helm plus Knight of the Reliquary when all of your lands are hits because of Dryad of the Elysian Grove. It's some really fun stuff with what you can do. You can Valakut people out, you can make a giant Knight of the Reliquary, you can just go for it. Great stuff.
And this is what I would look at this as the Maverick version of a lands deck almost.
Right, yeah, it's like a weird amalgamation of lands and Maverick, but it's awesome. Super fun stuff going on.
Like a prime time type deck without the amulet.
Right.
Yeah. So
and on the other side, we've got that breakfast combo.
Yeah, Cephalid Breakfast, Nomads of Encore, Cephalid Illusionist, Grand Abolisher to shut your opponent down, Narcomoebas, Stoneforge Mystics, and Thassa's Oracle is the cherry on top, the fishy cherry.
That's a great addition to the deck because it used to win with very interactable options, right? It used to win with Labman.
Yep. And
Labman can be stopped with removal spells or with a lot of things. So just being able to Thassa's Oracle, and then you've got to counter it, you've got to counter the trigger, and I've already done all my stuff, so you better have it or else it's game.
Yeah, not having to untap with your win condition is amazing.
Great, yeah.
So it looks like these guys are shuffling up. I'm not sure who's on the play yet. We're still working out table spotters at the moment. So while they're shuffling, we will tell you about some other great things. This Saturday, we have our weekly challenge. If you'd like to sign up, it is through MTG Melee. You can also do !Discord in the chat, and that will give you a sweet personalized link from us to you. You can come join us, play Legacy with us all the time. Our October League is coming to a close, so you wouldn't be able to join that. However, our November League will be starting up in a couple weeks here. I think this is our largest league yet again, just like our last one was. So we've been growing constantly back and forth, and it looks like my camera died again, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. So we've got a lot of stuff going on. We've got some cool Halloween stuff that might be happening, which is pretty exciting.
Some exciting stuff to happen. Love October. If you join the Discord and check out my little flavor text under my name, I've got Feeling Spooky. I'm ready to go. So any of this extra Halloween stuff we're going to do is going to be wonderful. Love to see it.
Right, absolutely. So it looks like they're both keeping 7, and I think Prez is going to be on the play, so I'll turn my camera back on so you guys can see me. And there I am.
Prez will lead it off. He's just got a basic forest and a pass. Nothing going yet. No Green Sun for his Dryad Arbor. So, Once Upon a Time coming in.
Tell me a story, Digger. Once upon a time.
Once upon a time, there was this combo deck that liked creatures.
That's a
And
good story.
sometimes it looks for creatures and sometimes doesn't find them. But then our wonderful emperor or whatever, Wizards of the Coast, printed this card that kind of did some things to some formats. But we love seeing it cast for free, especially in Infects. Yeah. Or it works fine enough in Cephalid Breakfast, and all the creatures lived happily ever after.
I'll tell you what, the fact that that can get either one of your threats in Infect is gorgeous.
Yes, I mean, just always, you've got something there.
It's always a winner. It's so great. I'll take a Blighted Agent or maybe an Inkmoth Nexus. What should I do?
So in this case, it's grabbing a Stoneforge Mystic, which does not have Infect, but is very helpful in Cephalid Breakfast.
Yes, absolutely. After he cracks that Vista, Cephalid Breakfast has got its own little unique equipment that it runs called Shuko. And Shuko is a 1-drop with a 0 equip cost that gives a creature +1/+0. And why do they go get Shuko?
Yeah, I don't think that +1 is really doing much in the deck. I think what it's designed to do is use that little equip 0 cost over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
So every time it equips, it targets a creature because the equipped ability does. And whenever one of your little Cephalid guys gets targeted by a spell or ability, you mill yourself.
That's exactly right.
So then you kind of rumble, rumble, rumble. There goes your entire deck, and bing, bang, boom, there's the combo. So Shuko gets played. We move on. Looks like a Savannah coming in, possibly.
Yeah, that's going to be a Savannah.
And into Lotus Cobra. So here comes the landfall next turn. This is hopefully not giving any of you PTSD, but flashbacks to Standard as it was and might possibly be in the future.
Right.
Got a couple of good bands and stuff, but hopefully it's more reasonable in older formats.
Yep. And that Shuko being played, now he needs a Cephalid Illusionist. And those Narcomoebas being milled gives you creatures, so you can flashback your Dread Return and get your Thassa's Oracle from your graveyard.
All the pieces and the way they interlock for these combo decks are just so great. It's like a puzzle that you're building, except your opponent's trying to knock your puzzle onto the floor.
Right, exactly.
Looks like we're going to shuffle off this Ponder here. Probably does not have the Cephalid Illusionist yet, but
probably. And up against this deck too, I don't know if he's played against the Knightfall deck, nor do I know if he's actually knows that he's on it. But as far as removal, Prez is running 4 swords, and I think that's really all, other than Valakut acting as a removal.
Yeah, Valakut could do it in a pinch, although that's not where you really want to be all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Those Valakut generally wants to go face. It's a face kind of card. So it looks like draws off Ponder and passes. And Prez is going to draw.
Take that draw and get that trigger.
Lotus Cobra with Landfall is gorgeous. That's going to give him 3 mana.
Yep, looks like it blew off the Lotus Cobra, and there comes the Retreat to Cooldown.
Yep.
So this can do some great things.
Especially with the fetch land. Being able to fetch in response and tap down a creature before it attacks is awesome. This also allows you to save your fetch with Lotus Cobra. You don't have to crack your fetch to get your 3rd mana. Lotus Cobra is just a really great card. I don't think it sees a whole lot of as much play as it probably should. Oh, and look, it can even attack. It's got secret mode, deal damage to your opponent when he has no blockers.
Surprise. It also does it all.
Got him. So that's going to push Tensei down to 17. Plus he's going to crack. You go get a Trop. So he goes and gets another blue source and a green source. So I don't think he's got anything in his deck other than Once Upon a Time that usually actually uses a green source. However, Cephalid Illusionist is a 2-drop.
Yep, so he's got that first island and whatever else is there. Sure.
So does he have it?
He shuffled with the ponder. He drew off with that blind. He's going to throw down sunflowers there. That's a plains.
There's a recruiter.
So I think recruiter is going to guarantee he finds what he's looking for here.
Yeah. So hopefully Prez actually has some removal in his hand. There's the illusionist. So this basically gives Prez a turn because
before it all goes sideways.
Yeah, Bant Knightfall is not running any kind of permission, no counterspell. So he has to have the permission, or he has to have the removal in hand. He equips the recruiter and attacks. Does it have haste?
I think that's a little bit quick on the draw there.
Does Shuko give the creature haste?
No, I believe it's just a +1/+0.
Yeah.
Getting a little excited there.
Yeah, I would say so.
Both these landfall things ready to go.
Yep, and it looks like
be able to put together.
Tensei did take that attack back, even though he couldn't actually attack. But and Valakut's going to be the land drop for Churn, which is awesome. He's going to make some mana.
Trigger and trigger.
Yeah, he's going to scry.
Ooh, also it's got that second mode when it's not busy comboing off with Knight of the Reliquary. It can scry and help you find some good stuff going on.
Which is pretty sweet. And he is going to play another retreat. However, that's not going to save him.
Yeah, at this rate. Well, looks like it's still on the stack, possibly.
I don't think I care.
Right.
If I'm Tensei, I don't care if you play another retreat to Coral Helm. I have my combo. Go ahead. Scry.
Yeah, pretty much.
But at this point, even if Prez were to crack a fetch and scry twice, it's not really going to do much for you. So if he has his illusionist and he has permission in his hand, this is pretty much done.
Yep, exactly. At this point, the little delay there makes me think that he's prepared for anything that Prez has. So even if he goes and fetches for something and then plays the swords to try and get it before the equipment can start doing its thing.
Right.
The permission is most likely there.
Yeah. No, I agree with you there.
So there comes 2 blue in some combination or something previous.
So I'm assuming this will be the illusionist.
There it is. Yep.
That's going to enter the battlefield. And
here it goes.
Yep, and he is going to crack a fetch in response. Which would be the best time to do it, because he can't, there is nothing to respond to. He's going to get a trap. And that's going to make a white. How much you want to bet? He's going to swords.
Yep.
Boom.
So he's got it, and is the permission here?
If it is, this is pretty much, I think this is pretty much over. Yep, there's the force.
Pitching
Narcomoeba.
Interesting. So with that pitch to Narcomoeba, does he have enough to dread return? Oh yeah, because he's got the recruiter on extra once he's milled his entire library. So
right.
Prez will get his scries, leave them both on top, but I have a feeling he's not going to be seeing those cards anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think so either, because that's going to do it. That force is going to stop him. So he's going to demonstrate the loop of milling his deck here.
Yep.
There was Thassa's Oracle. I think in the first round.
right when we start throwing cards in the graveyard, get a little pixely, but
yeah, there's an Archamoeba.
Yep.
So there's one creature. There's another illusion. Two more illusionists.
We don't need the illusionist.
No.
Yep.
There's a Cabal Therapy. Or is that Dread Return?
That one is Cabal Therapy.
Yeah, I think it was Cabal Therapy. There's
that one's Dread Return. There it is.
Yep. Oh, my camera dead again. Oh well, we'll shut it off. We'll let the battery charge. There's going to be another Narcomoeba.
Three at a time, three at a time.
Yeah, and he's going to sacrifice. There's Dread Return. And with the Illusionist and the Narcomoebas there, he's got enough devotion to blue.
So he's going to Cabal, trying to pick up anything that can interrupt him. Sees that nothing is going to happen there.
Yeah, he's got prime time, so.
Flip over the final cards and then get there.
So he milled him. Oh, and he's got Thassa's Oracle in his hand. So that's really going to do it there.
Yep. So in the race of the combo decks, one is very much faster than the other.
Yeah, I would totally agree. And going to sideboards, we're going to have to find an answer to that. And Prez is running 1 Bajuka Bog, 1 Light from the Loam, 3 Nature's Chant, 2 Null Rod, 3 Weather the Storm, which is super cool, 1 In the Eye of Chaos, 3 Leyline of the Void, and 1 Progenitus. What do you see coming in?
I think the Grave Hate stuff is just easy because all the stuff goes to the graveyard. You have to make them have it in hand or else they blow themselves out.
Yeah.
In the Eye of the Chaos is a hilarious card that I've never seen before because I wasn't around in the Legends days. I wasn't alive in the Legend days. Sorry to make anybody feel old here.
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. But this isn't really a Storm deck. It storms off with its abilities, so none of that extra stuff is going to be fine. And as long as Tensai doesn't go for it in a single turn here, Nature's Chant could be an interesting choice as well. Destroy target artifact, get rid of the Shuko.
Yeah. And
just the more things you bring in to disrupt, the less permission that Tensai is going to have to stop you.
I will say this, though. Cephalid Breakfast is running 19 spells, all of which clearly are instants and or sorceries, which includes Dread Return. So you can't flash it back without casting mana or tapping mana. Your Dazes, your Ponders, your Cabal Therapies, your Brainstorms, your Force of Wills are all going to cost you mana. Oh, it's just instants. Sorry, it's not instants or sorceries because it's interrupts. So that means your Brainstorms
could work, yeah.
Dazes, your Once Upon a Time, and your Forces. So it doesn't stop your Dread Return. My bad.
Especially if Prez lines it up the same way, where he gets there, he waits for the combo, and then he throws down the swords. That Force of Will is not going to be doing much anymore.
Correct. Although it does force him to pay more for his own Brainstorms and his own Swords to Plowshares. But
he's probably hoping that the landfall triggers and the Lotus Cobra will keep him ahead in that regard at the very least. So yeah, that could be a good choice as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. And on the other side, what do we got?
On the other side, Tensai has got 3 Swords to Plowshares, 2 Thoughtseas, 1 Collector Roof, 1 Lavinia Azorius Renegade, 1 Phyrexian Revoker, 1 extra Thassa's Oracle just in case, 1 Umezawa's Jite, 1 Brazen Borrower, 1 Plague Engineer, and then 3 True Name Nemesises. Nemesi?
Nemesises?
Nemesis, yeah, something like that. It almost looks like trying to turn into a Azorius Stoneblade deck at some point if you need to go for that instead of the combo.
Yeah, and that's actually pretty interesting how transformative it is.
Do you think it's worth transforming in this matchup, or do you think you can race with the combo, maybe bring in a couple more disruption pieces?
Not at all. I think you pedal to the metal and you just beat him.
Right.
I think that's what ultimately you want to do because there's very little other than the Leyline of the Void, which you just have to have a way around that, which I don't think he actually does. He has no way.
Borrower.
That would be his only one of to be able to stop that. So I don't know. That means you're just basically, I wouldn't say stone dead to a ley line, but a ley line would do way more damage than what you would actually want it to.
Yeah, interesting. So, I guess one of also option would be to Fairy Time Raveler. You can bounce that enchantment to draw the card.
Yeah, that's true. That's also an option too.
That's pretty light though. So at this point, I guess you're just hoping the matchup wheel spins properly, and you didn't find someone that's playing a bunch of ley lines and stuff.
True. Which, being on Cephalid Breakfast, this is Tensei's first rodeo. I'm sure he's played against tons of Graveyard Hate.
Yeah, definitely.
Which makes it even more interesting that he's so light on answers to Graveyard Hate.
Yeah, it might be a conscious decision just to change to another deck instead of dealing with the Graveyard Hate, or just hope they don't have the Graveyard Hate because you can just go through it.
Right. And Prez with no opening Graveyard Hate, so.
Yeah, in this case, it looks like he might have dodged it for now. We'll see what else comes out of it, though.
Right. It's going to Underground Sea and Cabal Therapy. What's he going to name? What would you name?
I think I've seen a lot of Cabal Therapy naming Force, but obviously that's not important in this matchup. So maybe the best thing to do is throw it down on any Grave Hate card you'd think you'd see.
Yeah, I could see that.
Possibly, since you're on the draw, throw it down on Rest in Peace, or throw it down on maybe Green Sun Zenith, because that could go find a lot of things that mess with you.
He saw no Knight of the Reliquary. I don't even know if he knows what he's on.
Yeah, he saw
Brainstorm and Respond. So
he saw Retreat to Coral Helm and a Lotus Cobra, and now he's seen a Brainstorm. So
actually, he did see the Prime Time. He did see Primeval
Time
and Valakut. So he might. What did he name? Therapy Resolves. Names Force of Will. So
Force of Will. So he did see the blue stuff in the previous game and was probably worrying about just Force of Will. That's a good name. I've seen it in pretty much every matchup. Just if the deck has blue in it, try and find a Force.
Yeah, and he's got a Knight, a Primeval Titan, a Savannah, a Trop, Natural Order, and a Swords. So just a flat miss there, but Prez really doesn't have a very fast start either. Yeah,
that's a pretty slow hand. It's got that one piece, just hoping your opponent goes straight up for it and doesn't have any interaction themselves.
Right.
But yeah, another turn 2 and another pass, so plus whatever he brainstormed back to the top, he wanted to keep safe.
Yeah.
And he's going to draw it again because he's got no fetches here.
It's going to be a ponder from Tensei's side. Yeah, that's true. With the brainstorm, we really don't know what his opening hand really even was. So who knows how good those two cards were that he put on top.
Definitely in the face of a Cabal Ritual, you're going to protect what you need. I don't think he was protecting any Force of Wills. Yeah, no, he had nothing there.
No. And that's going to be a Thoughtseize. Another Knight. He'll probably take...
Second Knight.
What would you take, the Swords?
The Natural Order is scary. I don't know if he probably brought in Progenitus from the sideboard. That would be silly, but the Swords messes with me as the combo deck, so that's probably the best thing to grab. Yeah, I'll grab the Swords.
Yep, that's an answer.
I think the worst thing...
Yeah, he doesn't even have the mana to cast the Natural Order anyway.
Right. And if he gets there, the worst thing about Progenitus is that it's a 10-10. So you're sure you're going to give me 2 more turns to combo off? Yeah, I'll take 10, whatever. That's fine.
Right, absolutely. There's a Shuko. There's the Illusionist. Right there.
Hello.
I'm going to mill my deck now, sir.
Throw the equip down.
Yeah.
And equip targeting the equipped creature.
Demonstrating the loop.
Prez is pointing.
Andy Prime, thank you for the follow right in the middle of Tensei's combo. Perfect timing.
Yep, so I wonder what Prez is wondering here. Maybe if you can equip the same creature while it's already equipped, or if he can respond to something in a choice. What's he got on his board?
I don't know. He's got nothing that costs nothing.
Right, yeah. And we're going to the internet here.
You can unequip, and the equip cost is 0. So he's just equipping and unequipping over and over.
I don't know if you can unequip. Or that's not an ability, but I think they're wondering if you can equip to a creature that's already equipped by that thing.
That's actually probably a really good question. I don't think I've ever really tried.
All right. Let's check out, hey, MTG Salvation from 2009. Cephalid Illusionist is wearing some fancy crafted war gear. The ability will still trigger, still become the target of ability, even though it will ultimately 3 at a time, as much as you would like. Seems like it.
You can equip over and over as long as it's a legal target.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was going to question in game 1, because he had that second creature and could theoretically have done the back and forth with the Recruiter of the Guard. But in this case, it looks like, nope, you can equip, it's still a valid target, and just, here you go.
Right.
Just actually have it on turn, was that turn 3?
Yes, it was turn 3. So that's how fast.
Get to 3 mana, play your 2 mana combo piece, play your 1 mana combo piece.
Well, technically, you could do it on turn 2. Shuko's a 1-drop.
Yeah, Shuko on 1, Cephalid on 2.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering here, as we watch the deck go into the graveyard, what Prez's game plan was. We obviously don't know that full opening hand because of the brainstorm, but it did look pretty slow. It had the 1 piece, but he knew he was against a deck that had enough interaction to possibly stop that swords.
And that's probably more than likely what I think he was waiting. I was having the swords there, but being up against a forceful deck, maybe he had more than 1. And now he's tapped out. He did bring in that second Thassa's Oracle, though. And the very last card was his Dread Return. So that's going to put Thassa's Oracle on the battlefield. And that's going to be all she wrote. So that is it for our Tuesday Legacy Fight Night. Cephalid Breakfast takes it down 2-0 over Bant Knightfall. Pope Hoffy. Was it Pope? Yeah, it was Pope Hoffy that won. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was. No, who won the last game? I totally forgot already.
No, yeah, I think Pope lost. Yeah, he lost to the swords. Lots of swords.
That's right. The double swords. Pope Hoffy's going to lose the Death and Taxes Mirror game 1-2. And then with our first game, we got to watch Turbo Depths die slowly, unfortunately. So thank you guys, everybody, for coming out. Thanks to Lone Digger. First time on stream, first time hanging out with us. Thanks so much for hanging out with me.
It was a pretty great setup of matches. Fun to watch. Something quick, something slow, something a little in between, and yeah, I had a great time.
Yeah, awesome. And thank you to all of you guys for hanging out with us all night. If you'd like to join us, please feel free. !Discord in the chat. We'll give you a link to our Discord. We're a little over 1,500 members strong. We play Legacy, Paper Legacy over webcam all day, every day. We have leagues. We have weekly challenges. We have the Tuesday Legacy Fight Night. Yeah. And when everything is so dangerous and terrible out in the world, let us be your local meta. Don't worry about going to your game store. Don't put your family in jeopardy going out there. Come hang out with us. So thank you very much. That's going to be it for us. I look for our videos on YouTube, and I'm Beyond Sadistic. Have a great rest of your night.